What is up, YouTube? I'm Galdate74 here, bringing you guys week 12 and the final week of the APM. This week we are taking on Ian, coach of the New Jersey Devileplumes. We are going into this game with a 5-6 record, while my opponent is going into this game with a 7-4 record. Now, a friendly reminder for you guys that there was no PTL video that went up last Saturday. That is because we have a bye week for playoffs. The top 16 game goes up on Saturday this week, so I hope you guys are looking forward to that, and that's why there was no upload between the last APM battle and this APM battle. But this is a really exciting one. This is the Battle of New Jersey. Just to let you guys know, we are in the better half of the state. I'm pretty sure he does live in North Jersey, so, that's pretty cool. I'm just messing with him. I could be completely wrong, and I could look like an idiot right now. But anyway, to recap what happened last week in the APM, we got our ass handed to us by Pesky in a landslide victory with him. So that was really unfortunate, but hopefully this week we do not have the same result. This is the last game of the regular season, as I had mentioned. We did clinch playoffs somehow, even though we really do not deserve to be here whatsoever. There is 100% going to be at least 3 teams that aren't going to make playoffs that are better than us. So that sucks, but hey, we take those, kind of whatever. I really hope we do go 6-6 in this battle. I am bringing some fun sets, but we are still trying to win, of course. So it's not like the full-out meme battle like me versus Super Salamence or something like that. But that's just a little bit of a rundown for you guys. This is a very anticipated game. I've been looking very forward to this ever since the beginning of the season, just because it's the last game of the season, and I've always wanted to face Ian. So it's going to be very exciting. But without further ado, let's go look at Ian's team. Alright, so my opponent Ian this week has a team consisting of Tapu Fini, Melmetal, Garchomp, Reuniclus, Mandibuzz, Galvantula, Darmanitan, Selgor, Mudsdale, Lycanroc Day, Alolan, Executor, and Ariados that can Dynamax. Now what I, quote, expect my opponent to bring, it consists of Tapu Fini, Melmetal, Garchomp, Mandibuzz, Darmanitan, and Ariados. We did come to a mutual agreement, as you guys I'm sure can maybe tell by what certain mon I expect him to bring and what certain mon that I'm probably going to be bringing in a second. But before we get to that, I do want to run down a few notes on his team real quick. He could realistically bring anything on his team just because, this match isn't 100% the most sweatiest match in the entire world. He could have some fun stuff as well, which I assume he will, and I'm not sure which route he'll go with that. But Melmetal is such a dumb mon to go up against because Melmetal is just stupid good. Against my team, it's not the greatest, but again, I didn't bring the full prep this week, so it does kind of run house through the particular team I am bringing. So that's very scary. And then Darmanitan, you just don't ever switch into. That thing is always a big threat. And then Reuniclus is actually a really cool mon. I don't really expect it to come just because I have a certain mon that is coming this week. But I do like it a lot, and it could be a threat to my team. Otherwise, everything else can be threatening, but I'm not too scared of anything else on this team. His team, surprisingly for me, wasn't the hardest to prep for. It was just that I'm not sure who he's going to bring this week, and that is something I'm going to have to adapt to when the battle actually comes. But otherwise, it's a really quick rundown of his team. This week, I think it's time to finally get big this season. It is the final week of the season, and yes, we are going to be in Cricketune this week. So that is kind of what I was getting at there. The team I am rocking out with this week for the final week of APM is the Gliscor, Cricketune, Goodra, Cloyster, Porygon 2, and Serperior. So first up on the team this week is going to be Gliscor. Gliscor is max attack adamant with 176 speed, with the Toxic Orb as always, moves being a Swords Dance, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Ice Fang. This is an offensive Gliscor. I really wanted to bring it this week, A, because it just looked good, and B, I usually do bring defensive Gliscor, so I did want to change it up a little bit for this week. He has, at +2, Edgequake coverage basically knocks out his entire team outside of Executor and Garchomp, which both are quad weak to Ice Fang. That's why I have that move this week. Tapu Fini is the only thing that can really take 2. Not 2, it can take N +2 Earthquake, but it doesn't really want to take it, so that'd be pretty nice if that thing's a little bit chipped and I can just kill it with Earthquake. It's looking very scary against this team, and I just wanted to bring offensive. I don't really have much else to say about it, except that it looks really good against this team, and it is going to be the win con this week. So that is going to be a Gliscor. Second up is going to be easily the star of the show this week. It is Cricketune. Reiterate, this Cricketune can Dynamax in this game because it is my captain. This is max attack adamant with a decent amount of HP because it doubles when you Dynamax, so the more HP, the more bulk you have, and a little bit of speed. Moves being a Bug Bite, Brick Break, Aerial Ace, and Sticky Web. This is like a semi-webs team. It's really nice if webs are up, but they're not necessary for me to win that game. But again, it would be really nice. Technician does boost Bug Bite and Aerial Ace, and Aerial Ace also gives me max Airstream, meaning when I Dynamax and use it, I will gain speed. And that speed is enough to outspeed his entire team at +1, barring Scarfers, of course, I believe. No, Celigor actually outspeeds me, but otherwise I'll outspeed him. Brick Break is to raise my attack if I want to start boosting up and sweeping his team, and then Bug Bite just for some general stab coverage overall. This is sort of walled by Melmetal just because that thing is stupid bulky and it's a Kricketune, let's be real. But at least I will have the ability to Dynamax in this game, and we're going to have a Dynamax Kricketune, and hopefully there's a Dynamax Ariados this week. I'm excited for that, and hopefully it puts in some work here. Third up is going to be Goodra. Goodra's got some bulk and some attack with the Assault Vest, moves being a Dragon Pulse, a Flamethrower, a Thunderbolt, and Infestation. I actually wanted to put something else on this set. I wanted to be like a really, really fat and annoying Goodra with like Hydration, Rest, Rain Dance, Infestation, BS, something like that. But I needed something. This was kind of more of a filler mon in the end, and I needed this to switch into the Galvantula. Yeah, I didn't have to switch into Galvantula. I wanted something here. Remember, I am still trying to win this game, so I have to have some, normal-ish sets in this game, of course. So Goodra was there just to switch into a bunch of things, and hopefully I can click Infestation for stuff like the Tapu Fini, so I can wear that down if it wants to come in on my Goodra. So that is going to be the Goodra set this week. Next up is Cloyster. I actually am hiding some stuff on the set. This is a very defensive Cloyster with Surf as a move. I'm assuming you could probably figure out the other 3 moves, but there was like 5 options. So like just in case I wanted to bring this Cloyster again because it looked not half bad in this matchup overall. But this is a defensive switch into some things like the Darm. It's not really a switch into Darm, but it can at least take a hit from Darm. Mudsdale, the Ariados, the Mandibuzz, and Garchomp I have written down here, which is pretty cool. And yeah, Surf I went for the Melmetal because it hits it a lot harder than like Razor Shell or something on the special physical side, Liquidation too. So I felt like just going on the special side for that in the end. But Cloyster here just to be a defensive wall here. Fifth up is going to be Porygon 2, and my least favorite set on the team this week. It is a standard P2 with mixed bulk but more speed def, Bolt Beam coverage, Toxic Recover. This was, I needed to switch into some certain things on his team, especially his special walls at this point. No, special attackers like Tapu Fini. I was actually really scared of Calm Mind Tapu Fini a little bit, so P2's here to at least kind of deal with it. It's also switching to Alolan Eggy because, that thing's a big threat, makes Sir Jorge proud. That is a really scary Pokemon to switch into, so I wanted something there. And Trace is there just for, general, like, copying abilities like Rough Skin on Garchomp, Regenerator and Reuniclus, if that's going to be a thing. Stamina, Mudsdale. I feel like it'll be really useful this week. This is walled by a few of his mons, which makes it a little bit scary, but it's a standard P2. Not the most fun thing, but I felt like it was necessary for the team. And then finally, we have Superior, another set I'm sort of going to be hiding. This does have Leaf Storm. It is a somewhat generic set, I won't lie to you guys. But Superior looked phenomenal in this game, and I wanted another way that I could win except for Gliscor, because I do like Gliscor, but it doesn't really have the best speed in this game, while Superior has amazing speed. If webs are up, then Gliscor looks a hell of a lot better, but Superior doesn't need webs to really function in this game, and it just looks really good if it can start boosting up on a few of his mons. And that is going to be the Superior set. And that is going to be it for the team in a nutshell. I did leave some things on the bench like the Clown and Magnezone, who have been putting in a lot of work this season. And maybe I could have gone with Magnezone to try and get more kills, but whatever. These are the 6 mons we're going to bring. I hope Kricketune puts in a lot of work. We're going to head over to Pokemon Showdown, and we're going to watch the battle. Alright, we've arrived at Pokemon Showdown, and there is no Tapu Fini on my screen, and a lot of things I didn't really expect, but that is quite fine. I'm still excited for this battle. You do see an Ariados on your screen, so I was pretty happy to see that. In regards to lead, I am going to lead off with Goodra. It should be able to take any one hit from any mon except for Melmetal or Lycanroc. Unfortunately, Melmetal is going to lead off, so I'm like, oh crap. I'm going to have to sack my Goodra just to get some chip on this Melmetal, so I do a decent chunk of Flamethrower, and I burn it, which is really unfortunate for Ian. I do apologize for that, as my opponent does click the Bash here, and you're going to see, even with the burn, it still does over half. This thing is just stupid strong. This is an offensive Melmetal. I don't think it's banded, but it's definitely offensive. As I'm just going to click Flamethrower, I'm going to trade my Goodra for the Melmetal here. That is quite fine, because Melmetal was a big threat to my team, as we have to go through this gooey animation, which isn't really going to matter, because Melmetal is in range of the burn. Again, I apologize, that was really big, because Melmetal just kind of runs house against my team, and just sacking Goodra for it was definitely a trade for me. Going to Cloyster, just did not give Darm any free switches, as Darm actually does come in. Clicks Flare Blitz. I thought about clicking a few other buttons, but I clicked Surf here in the end, and I actually just knock out the Darm. That was pretty cool. If I would have clicked any other button, then that Darm would have been a hell of a lot scarier. That was definitely banded, so I don't want to switch into that. Silver comes out and goes for Bug Buzz and gets a Throat Spray boost, and that is really scary for my team because nothing outspeeds it at this point. I had to go on the Kricketune, and it is time. Because I can Dynamax, I'm going to be able to live this hit. We have Kricketune getting all big out here, and I'm going to live that with ease, and I'm just going to click Max Airstream and knock out this Selgor and get a speed boost, so now I'm faster than a Lycanroc. So that's pretty cool. Now the Ariados is going to come out, and it is time for the two behemoths to go at it. As I'm going to Max Guard, actually, just to see what they're going to go for and kill Dynamax turn. And then I'm going to Max Airstream the following turn and get some nice chip on this Ariados, as they're going to knock me out with the Max Flutterby right now. So it is turn 7, it is 3-3, Mons are dropping faster than Nappy sub count. I'm going to go on the Gliscor. I should be able to live any one hit, and I can Swords Dance and claim a kill the next turn. But my opponent here goes for Max Hailstorm, and I just straight up die. This was a really big turn for a lot of reasons that I'll explain a little bit after the battle, just because there's so much to talk about. But this turn, I will openly admit, really frustrated me, and at this point I was like, oh crap. I'm going to go on the P2. Superior can potentially kill this Ariados, but I can't kill a Leaf Storm. So it's not really a great scenario to be in, because I wanted to be in a situation where Superior was able to get a boost up, which in that situation I can't. So I go on the P2. Now I go on to Superior because I know P2 can possibly beat the Lycanroc and Ariados in the back. So I'm going to use my Superior to go up against this Reuniclus, as it is Trick Room Magikarp, and that is hella Life Orb damage. And you're going to see your Leaf Storm only does 45%, and that's where I kind of need the boost earlier, either on Reuniclus setting up the Trick Room or Reuniclus coming in. So that was really unfortunate, and I'm just going to die to Psychic. At this point, I'm pretty sure the game's over. It potentially could not be if I recover spam and he misses like Focus Blast or something like that, but albeit because of the Max Hailstorm from earlier, I was a little bit tilted and I wasn't really thinking about that, so I just clicked Ice Beam, maybe going for the freeze, as I do not get a freeze here, and they land both their Focus Blast, and we are going to drop, and we are going to lose 3-0 to Ian. So GG to my opponent, Ian. Before I wrap up this video, I do want to talk about turn 8 a little bit, just because of how significant it was to this particular battle. I do want to explain the scenario that would have happened if my opponent did not have Max Hailstorm. The strongest move they could hit me with is with Max Strike to get Impact. I'm not sure how much it does, but it definitely doesn't get close to killing me, I believe. I Swords Dance, as you guys saw, and then the next turn I claim a kill with Earthquake. I assume it would be Ariados. If he does have Sash Lycanroc, this whole situation could be a little bit different, but I don't think he would make that play realistically. If he goes on the Lycanroc, then if he does end up killing me with the Stone Edge, that's even if he does, depending on how much Max Strike would have done, then I go out on the Superior and start boosting up and kind of win that way. Again, if he's Sash, then it probably comes down to P2 versus Reuniclus, which could be a thing. But if he goes out into Reuniclus instead of Lycanroc, if he even lives the Earthquake, because there is a small chance I do kill with his spread. If he Psychics me, I just go on the Superior. It's the same situation. I Leaf Storm boost and just win the game from there. If he Trick Rooms, then I would have to go out into P2 and kind of stall that out a bit. And you guys saw my Superior did live any one hit anyway there. So even if P2 did die in that scenario, then Superior would have came out. So you guys basically saw, because that the Hidden Power turned into the Max Hailstorm and Gliscor went down, that situation wasn't able to happen. And Showdown has it to where Hidden Power turns into whatever type it is. So instead of turning into Max Strike, if it's Hidden Power Ice, it does Max Hailstorm. Hidden Power Fire, it does Max Flare. You get the gist there. And I personally think that is really stupid. Technically, we don't know what Hidden Power is supposed to turn into, but there's a lot of evidence to support that it's only supposed to be Max Strike. When you transfer a Mon with Hidden Power over to Sword and Shield, you can't use Hidden Power, but when you click the Dynamax button, it automatically shows up as Max Strike, so you can kind of assume that too. And kind of how they've done Hidden Power mechanics in the past, how they've always had Z moves as Breakneck Blitz, regardless of what Hidden Power type you've had. And while you could say Showdown has messed up mechanics in the past, like the Metronome recently we know of, as Ian did bring up after the battle a bit, this is a core mechanic in the game. This is the big thing about this generation. And this is something I would hope Showdown would try and get right, or at least not make such a bold assumption to have the Max Hailstorm, the Max Flare and stuff. And it cost me the game, and I'm just not really happy about it. And yeah, I just think it's really dumb how it's implemented in Showdown. Again, GG to Ian. I'm so sorry if I sound a little bit salty. I'm just trying to explain my side and why that really pissed me off. I've done a lot of draft games at this point, and this game easily pissed me off the most. Like, it wasn't even close. Like, no hacks ever came up to this. I apologize to Ian. It's not your fault. Thank you for the battle. I do appreciate it. We are going to end off the season 5-7. Jed did give the battle +0 differential, so we're going to finish off -15, which is pretty bad because we don't know what good differential is over here. We are going to make playoffs, as I mentioned, somehow, because our division is not that great. There were 4 teams. I think there's 4 teams that were better than us overall that didn't make playoffs. I apologize to them, but, you know, we are going to take those. We do face the best team in the entire league based off how the playoff system works. So we do have quarterfinals going up next week. We are going us against Yggdrasil. I definitely am going to butcher that. We did go up against him and did lose on the channel this season. Hopefully we can try and beat him next game. And that is basically going to wrap it up for this video. Again, I apologize for that long introduction. I just wanted to explain my side a bit. Again, GG to Ian. Thank you for the battle. Nothing against you. He's a great guy. But we are going to basically end off this video here. Thank you guys for watching so much. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you enjoy Pokemon Draft League content, consider subscribing to the channel. I'm going to head out of here. Have a fantastic day, YouTube.